Welcome back to an introduction to recovery residences. In this video, we're going to talk about recovery capital. So, as a reminder, recovery residents promote recovery, and it's done through social model recovery by providing four supportive dimensions, upholding recovery principles, and what we're going to be talking about here by increasing recovery capital. So, what is recovery capital? Now, recovery capital is the internal and external resources that are available to initiate and sustain long term recovery. Recovery capital includes a person's skills and attributes, family and social connections, physical and mental health, safe places to live and play, like recovery residences, employment and education, and community affiliations. There's different types of recovery capital, and many can break it down into four subcategories: human recovery capital, physical recovery capital, cultural recovery capital, and social recovery capital. And so in the next couple of slides, we're going to be taking a look at each one of these and how that manifests within recovery residences. So, human recovery capital or human capital is the personal attributes, strengths, and skills that support your recovery. This includes your mental and physical health, along with your sense of purpose, hope, self awareness, and self efficacy. It also includes your street smarts and other knowledge, experiences, and interpersonal skills. So, how is this promoted within recovery residences? Rather than focusing on the disease and deficits, social model programs focus on building upon human capital. Living in a recovery home increases one's health, sense of purpose, hope, self awareness, and self efficacy. Next is physical capital. These are tangible assets such as property and money that increase your recovery options. For example, transportation to a job, enough savings to move to a more recovery conducive environment, or access health insurance or having health insurance to access services. So, recovery residences promote physical capital. Research shows that living in a recovery house increases employment rates and monthly income. Some recovery residences provide transportation, and definitely all link residents to other physical capital resources. Next is cultural capital. These are social norms, values, beliefs, attitudes, and self identity that emerge and reflect your membership in a culture of recovery or recovery oriented community. So, how is this promoted in recovery residences? New residents are transplanted out of cultures of addiction into the recovery residences culture of recovery. This includes the recovery oriented social norms, values, beliefs, and attitudes held by and promoted by the recovery residents and the household within. As residents assimilate into this culture of recovery, they self identify as a community member and as a person in recovery. Last, we have social capital. These are resources that you have as a result of recovery supportive relationships. This includes benefits from receiving as well as providing support to family, friends, and fellowship members. When it comes to recovery residences, it's all about supporting social capital. Recovery residences cultivate mutual aid across residents, peer staff, and in many cases, alumni. This creates an extended recovery family and recovery supportive natural support system. Should also note that there are recovery capital self-assessment scales out there. The recovery capital scale, for instance, this measures recovery outcomes. And so when we're always talking about how can we measure recovery outcomes, true recovery outcomes, the recovery capital scale is something that's being looked at and used more often. It can also be used as part of a person driven recovery and wellness plan, where individuals assess their recovery capital and from there prioritize action steps to greater wellness, resiliency, and recovery. So we'll cover more about recovery capital and how to use this as part of a person driven recovery plan in a more advanced video and session. So that concludes this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you tune in for the rest of the series.